like a G is supposed to. I'm from the old school, no one comes close to. Post it up and I do what I want to. Post it up and I do what I want to. I keep it G like a G is supposed to. I'm from the old school, no one comes close to. Post it up and I do what I want to. Post it up and I do what I want to. I keep it true and I mean every last word. I was fooled by the truth, real gangsters. White tee creased up with a strap too. I'm from the bottom where we earn all our tattoos. Boy, it's taboo when you living just like I do. Air is up and you know we keep it all blue. I keep it loony and I don't mean like cartoons. They talk brave till they hear that click, clap, boom. It is what it is, we do what the G's do. Celebrate so we hot box the whole room.
You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment.
What's good, G-Life? Now, as we continue from where we left off last episode, still remaining here in the area of Orange County and still remaining here in the area that is known as Santana. Santana's got a gang of neighborhoods. It is its equivalent to, LA's Compton. This area definitely gets treacherous with all kinds of different barrios. So there is several different Rifa barrios that have already been well established within this area, well recognized for a long, long time. You get what I mean? Not just in Los Angeles do these gangs date back, since back then, but in other areas in Southern California as well. This area being no different. Now, we'll be starting off with one of the larger, more recognizable barrios within this area, which is known as the Vario ABR. ABR translating to Vario, Alley Boys Rifa. All bitches rattle. You already know the Alley Boys Rifa is one of Santana's most notorious neighborhoods, has made headlines. They've thrown everything in the kitchen sink at these individuals. These individuals are well notorious and well recognized within this area. They don't play right here, my boy, these Alley Boys right here. Now, their territory is pretty extensive. Their turf consists of everything that's from Edinger all the way to what's Bristol. Everybody already knows about Bristol. And Bristol, the turf still extends all the way to Sagerstorm Avenue. And from that, all the way to Flower Street and back around. Everything in the middle is considered their barrio, throughout Warner as well, all the way to Main Street. Everything that's surrounding the area that is known as the Memorial Park. If people know where the Memorial Park is at, well, congratulations, you're in the danger zone. That's where they definitely get it on and cracking, throughout all those back streets. Like I said, it's a massive amount of territory, but this is a massively large gang, with a few hundred members to them. These guys definitely put it on the map. This is also the barrio in which the rapper OG Wicked from Orange County, this is the barrio in which he's from. You can check out his music right here on YouTube. I have reacted to some of his music if you guys want to scope it out. He's, talented individual that does his thing, man. Go support homie. Go check out his music. Homie does his thing. You know what I'm saying? Right here, representing out of the Santana, Orange County, Alley Boys Rifa right here. Now, to find the next barrio, we actually don't have to travel at all. As a matter of fact, we only have to cross one street, which is Bristol. And then we're in the territory of the next Rifa barrio on the list, which is known as the Vario SSR or SS187R, which translates to Vario Southside Rifa or Southside 187 Rifa. And yes, that is a real barrio, Southside 187. A lot of people I know, I was seeing in the comments try to put that this is not a real neighborhood, that, it doesn't sound like it's real, and with the well, like I said, I don't got to make up anything, bro. You can go and check it for yourself. This is a real barrio. Now, for those who are not aware, the area of Santana, or anywhere in Orange County for that matter, they tend to kind of separate the areas, from west, east, south, and etc., right? Santana being no different. You have, west side Santana, you have east side Santana. And for those who are curious, yes, this is south side Santana, south side Rifa. That is what it is. The south side of Santana. South side Santana 187 Rifa. That is how they refer to themselves. And their territory is pretty extensive too as well. They're an OG barrio that has already been doing it right here for, quite some time as well. One of Santana's, more recognizable barrios as well. And their territory, like I said, is just literally crossing right over Bristol by where the Alley Boys are at, which is on Edinger. Edinger, their territory extends all the way to Greenville Street, which is definitely the heart of the hood. You know what I mean? That's where it goes down. All the way to Warner. And from Warner, their territory still stretches all the way to Bristol, back around, everything in the middle is considered their barrio. Now, their territory does overlap some of the other barrios within the area, like, for example, Barrio Small Town and dumping on site, DOS. So, there's a lot of gangs around. KOS is right there, too. Like I said, there's a lot of neighborhoods right here. It gets chaotic, bro. These areas definitely crack, But their territory is right there where the Adams Park's at. For those who are familiar where the Adams Park's at, that is the heart of their hood, their dojo, their domain. That's where they get it on and cracking. And they are several hundred members to this barrio because, like I said, they're old school. Been doing it for a while right there. Been handling their business. You can find them more on the Greenville side than on the Bristol side. But, essentially around what's the Valley Adams, area, throughout the Carl's Harvey Elementary School, all those back ends. Like I said, that is the Vario Southside 187's Rifa holding it down for theirs. We make our way down, more further down, but still remaining here in the area of Santana. We actually be needing to head towards the middle of the area, the middle of the playing field over here is where we're able to find the next barrio on the list, which is known as the Vario MSR. Not to be confused with MS, because sometimes you do see it up just as MS. Nothing to do with, Mara Salvatrucha, none of that. This MS stands for Middle Side Rifa. Barrio Middle Side Rifa is already an old, large neighborhood well established within this area. The Chicos, for those, who don't know, now you do. This barrio, like I said, few hundred members to them. And their territory is pretty massive, but they do have the manpower to be, patrolling, and controlling. Now, their territory is everything that's from First Street all the way to Euclid all the way to Edinger, and Edinger all the way to Harbor Boulevard, and back around. Everything in the middle is considered their territory, which is a massive amount of territory, throughout what's referred as the Riverview West area of Santana. Because yes, it's still Santana right here. Like I said, Santana be cracking, homie. And it definitely gets chaotic right here because you have several other barrios within right there. You have the Santanitas, you have the 5th Streets, you have the Silver Acres, you have 17th Street. Man, it definitely be getting chaotic, Now, their heart of the hood, their main domain, their dojo is everything that resides around the New Hope and McFadden area. For those who are aware where that area is at, well, there you go. Throughout the Heritage Elementary School, all those back ends is where you're able to find the Chicos, the Middle Side Rifa. Like I said, well established right here. This is another neighborhood who the law enforcement has thrown everything in the kitchen sink, trying to slow them down because they definitely get on and cracking. Because like I said, throughout this area, you see so many different barrios, and everyone's competing and battling for territory, So obviously it does become, very hostile and dangerous within those areas if you're not too familiar with the environment, because these neighborhoods do not play, bro, And that's what's up with the Middle Side Rifa holding it down for theirs and the MSRs. Now, to find the next barrio, we still have to remain in the OC, bro. Like I said, Orange County is an area that has a gang of neighborhoods, real individuals that do real things. I know when people think of, Orange County, they think more of like Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and all that. Those are people that are not familiar with the area, who don't live in the OC, but yet want to speak like if they know what's cracking. No, bro, like, yes, every area has its good parts, but the OC gets treacherous, homie. And no different with the area that is known as Costa Mesa, because I have seen that people have said that Costa Mesa is where the rich people live and it's all peaches and cream. And like I said, bro, Costa Mesa has barrios, and one of them being a Rifa barrio, because this is home to several different gangs, the Forming Chaos, Fearless Crowd, the Shalimar Streets, the all kinds of different barrios, the Aztecs and all kinds of shit. Another barrio is known as the barrio ATR. ATR being known as the barrio Little Town Rifa. Little Town Rifa being one of the more recognizable barrios when it comes to Costa Mesa. One of the first ones that pops into mind, because one of the more larger ones within this area, that's been well established. And their territory is pretty massive. They probably have the largest amount of territory than any other neighborhood, because, they are older than a lot of these neighborhoods, because some of these neighborhoods that were around this area used to be tag banging crews, you know what I mean? So these guys were already more seasoned, But essentially their territory is everything that's from Harbor Boulevard, all the way to Victoria, all the way to Placenta, all the way to 18th Street, and back around. Everything in the middle is considered their barrio. We're talking about a pretty massive territory throughout Pomona Avenue, 19th Street, also to Hamilton Street. All of that, bro. All of that is what's considered their territory. Where they've been holding it down, and this neighborhood is a few hundred members to them. So they do have, the manpower, like I have said, bro. They're one of the more older seasoned neighborhoods within the Costa Mesa because you do have several. And they've been doing their thing. As a matter of fact, they even have a few rappers. You could check their music out right here, and these guys have also made headlines. So, I mean, if it doesn't crack over here, I mean, then why these guys, being souped up and making headlines for if they ain't really doing nothing? I'm just saying. But that's what's up with the ATR right there representing, LTR representing for the little town Rifa. Now, to find the next barrio on the list, we actually have to be now heading towards a different area. And that is to the area that is known as the IE, the Inland Empire. Everybody knows that the IE is full of, hundreds and thousands of different documented gang members. This whole entire area, is gang infested. It definitely cracks in the IE. Now, to be more specific, because there's different areas to the IE, from San Bernardino to Riverside to Corona and all of that, right? We actually have to be maneuvering our way to the area that is known as Claremont. And here in Claremont is where we're able to find one of these Rifa varrios, which is known as the Vario CMR. CMR translating to Vario Claremont Rifa. Claremont Rifa is already a neighborhood that has been well established right here. One of the more smaller neighborhoods when you think about, barrios up here. At least from what I was told is that they're roughly around 60 to 70 members to them, So they were never like, large like some of these other groups, like let's say Verdugo and stuff like that. But nonetheless, they had real individuals that did real things. And the territory in itself is not as large, it's, awfully complex. Now, whenever I hear people, mention about Claremont, people talk about that it's lovely, ain't nothing cracking there, and wooty wah. No, bro, it definitely gets cracking over here, you know what I mean? Don't ever get it twisted. Now, for those who are not aware where Claremont's at, it's the, city right over, next to Pomona. It's not that much of a distance from Pomona, so that's where that's at. And their territory is everything that consists from Bonita, all the way to Carnegie Avenue, all the way to where the creek's at, from the creek all the way to Mountain Avenue and back around. So everything that's in the middle is considered their barrios. You know what I mean? Throughout what's, Plum Trees Apartments, throughout the, CP Cabridge, throughout the Mountain Village, apartments. All of that, in the back ends is what's considered the Claremont Rifa Barrio, and where they still continue to be established and holding it down because, they still be right there repping it for theirs. Now, to find the next barrio on the list, we actually don't have to be, maneuvering far at all. You know what I mean? Just heading a little bit more down to the area that is known as Montclair. Not to be confused with Claremont. This is now Montclair or Monte Clara. And here in Monte Clara is where we're able to find the barrio MCR. MCR translating to Barrio Monte Clara Rifa, not to be confused with the Cyclones, two different barrios. You already know. Now, the Monte Clara Rifa barrio is already an old school barrio that's been doing their thing right here for quite some time. This barrio, at least from what I was told, is roughly a few hundred members to them. Like I said, they been right here for and not only here, but they actually have two different locations within this area. To break down the first location, which is pretty extensive amount of territory, is everything that's from Orchard. Their territory extends all the way to Mills Avenue. Mills Avenue, their territory heads all the way to Hope Boulevard, and from Hope Boulevard all the way to Central and back around. Everything in the middle is considered their barrio. Everything that's throughout, what's Kingsley, Ramona, all of that, bro. It's what's considered the, Mount Clara barrio. Now, like I said, they have two locations. They have there, and then you can find them also a little bit more north on everything that's from Arrow Highway to Miles Avenue all the way to where the San Bernardino Freeway's at, and from that all the way to what's known as the San Antonio Creek Canal. So, and back around all the way to Arrow Highway. So everything that's in the middle of that is considered their barrio, throughout Moreno Street, that slices through their hood. Like I said, also home to where the cribs are. You have some cribs right there. Like I said, it's not only Hispanic gangs here in the IE. But yeah, that's what's up with the Monte Clara Rifa right there, holding it down for theirs.